COVID-19 is still resurgent. Meanwhile, many countries have begun developing the vaccine and treatments. Some countries have already started vaccinating since the development of the vaccine has been recently completed. The COVID-19 vaccines that Korea has decided to introduce are Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Moderna, etc. Of those, AstraZeneca is the only vaccine that the government has signed the pre-purchase contract with. How do you get permission to sell a new vaccine? Safety of the COVID-19 vaccine. Countries around the world review the safety of vaccines by establishing an institution that manages medicines. Food and Drug Administration is the U.S. Department of Health and Welfare agency that supervises everything made and distributed in the U.S. The process of getting approval from the FDA to sell a new drug takes up more than a year. Last July, the Pfizer vaccine of the U.S. received the Fast Track approval by the FDA. Fast Track is a process that expedites the test of a vaccine when needed urgently. The FDA thought Pfizer had a high percentage of being successful because only a few minor side effects, such as headaches and muscle pain, were found during the clinical trials. It got the Fast Track approval. Moderna later revived the Fast Track approval as well and will soon be available. It has been reported that both Pfizer and Moderna show over 90% the success rate. Vaccines to be introduced to Korea. Korea signed the contract for AstraZeneca of the UK, and only a few minor side effects were found in the early clinical trials and animal testing. The effectiveness of the drug is an average of 70% and up to 90%. The FDA's approval, however, is being delayed due to the recent discovery of problems. For example, the different dosages of the drug had different effects in the third phase clinical trial. If there is the FDA in the U.S. However, there is the Ministry of Food and Drug Safety in Korea. Regardless of the FDA, however, Korea is considering using the vaccine after being reviewed by the Ministry of Food and Drug Safety of Korea according to the domestic procedures. The Korean government announced that it would bring in the vaccine at the beginning of next year. However, some experts point out the importance of taking careful consideration of the safety of the vaccine.